You're watching the Isaiah Factor Uncensored.
And welcome back to the second half of the Factor Uncensored. We'll explain what we're talking about in just a second. But today, someone asked me today if there is really that much evil in the world. The answer is absolutely yes. And right now, we want to show the faces of evil, those sons of bitches. 40-year-old Zakia Duncan and her 27-year-old boyfriend, Jova Terrell, were arrested in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This is after Duncan's 5 children were the subject of an Amber Alert. Duncan's 16-year-old twins escaped from the house. They were held in handcuffed here in the Houston area. They were seen in a Ring doorbell video trying to get help from neighbors. Court records show Duncan and/or her boyfriend made the children drink bleach, Lysol, and easy off oven cleaner if they talk too much. Investigators say Duncan would pour bleach on the kids' genitals. They were physically beaten time and time again. The children couldn't recall the last time they took a shower, and they were forced to eat their own feces and drink their own urine. Former police officer and security expert Greg Dupree joins us now here on the Factor Uncensored. Greg, when you see a story like this, when children have been victimized, traumatized, and abused, not by a stranger, but by their own damn mother, right, what goes through your mind watching and hearing and witnessing something like this?
Well, it comes back to what you said initially about evil. It's heartbreaking to see those kids the way they've suffered. But the fact that you have it's happening from a family member makes it that much more heartbreaking, because the people that you look for safety and security in your own household didn't provide it.
But Greg, there were warning signs, because she had a history of abusing her children. She spent time behind bars as well. But still, those children ended up in her custody. The 5 kids who were recovered after the Amber Alert in Louisiana and Baton Rouge, and the 2 who found their way to shelter here. I think CPS has custody. But how do we let it get that far as a society, as law enforcement, as CPS, Child Protective Services?
Well, first off, I worked for CPS for a little while, and I don't remember having a sharing process between states. And obviously the first initial offense took place in Louisiana. So I don't know if that information was made available.
But even if it wasn't CPS, it was a criminal charge, you know?
Well, if the law enforcement agencies in that area, how would they know unless they had contact with her for some criminal offense right here in Texas? You know, you talked about warning signs. I wonder if the neighbors ever noticed anything and never reported, you know, because I don't see how those kids could be kept in that home for so long. And you see the shuttling back and forth of the other children, who obviously were probably mistreated as well, and nobody in that neighborhood noticed it.
And we know at least the 16-year-old twins were handcuffed, bound, locked in a house until they were able to escape, when the parents, I think, may have went on the run or on the lam to Louisiana. So, and I wanted to bring you here because take a look at this video. This video is heartbreaking, because here are 2 young kids looking for help, and no one would open the door. And I understand. You don't want to open the door for a stranger, but it's so heartbreaking to know these kids, you know, with handcuffs, showing them, not fully clothed, that they needed help, and no one in that neighborhood would open the door. But I still understand. It's kind of like, it's tough.
It is tough. Yeah, and like you said, you can understand the
And really quick, I'll be honest, Greg, we're talking about 2 black teenagers at your door at night.
Well, you're also talking about black neighbors. People who live
Bingo.
Exactly. The thing is, though, I can understand your security concerns, your safety concerns, because you could be set up. It could be an ambush. But there are steps you could have taken to help those children. You could have told them that, hey, stay right there on the porch. I'm going to call the police to come out and respond and handle this. And obviously, the first 2 residents they went to, they didn't do that. You know, thankfully, someone did let them in and believe their story and got them the help they needed. But this is just a sign of the times in this country, is that people are very untrusting. And even though you may have a legitimate need for help, people still put their safety above that. So they're not going to take that chance.
And we don't want people to feel guilty because,
Right.
like I said, I understand. I would tell them, okay, I'm calling 911 immediately.
Exactly.
If someone is behind you, go behind my house. I'll give you a glass of water through the window. But is that enough? Is that enough? Have we done our job?
Well, you ask yourself, are you your brother's keeper?
Right.
Okay. And you have to think, if I'm going to help these people, I'm going to do what I can, but I'm going to maintain my own safety. And leaving them on the porch and calling for help is a reasonable strategy in a situation like that. Because if you haven't had any contact with that family or you don't know anything about those people in that home, that would be the best course of action for you at that time. But
we can just recently remember, because Netflix brought it
Right.
back up again, Jeffrey
Jeffrey
Dahmer
Dahmer.
with the Laotian victim,
Right.
and they allowed him to take him right back into his home and murder him, even though neighbors said, this is a kid, this is a child.
You're right. And, you know, you had numerous complaints on Jeffrey Dahmer in that situation, and it's similar to what's going on, I believe, in Kansas City right now, where there were a number of black women who were killed, and it was brought to the attention of the local law enforcement agency, and they didn't do anything about it.
Just mind-blowing.
It is. It truly is.
Jeffrey Dupree, we want to thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored. Always good to see you.
You too.
And
Greg,
our first time.
Greg Dupree, not Jeff. Don't confuse me.
You to Jeffrey Dahmer.
I'm telling you, man.
Don't eat me up. But we've had you on so many
I
times.
know,
So
buddy.
good to have you live
Good to
here on
be
The
here,
Factor.
buddy. Thanks a lot, Isaiah.
All right.